Based on a rational analysis of scientific and spiritual facts, for the first time a precise revelation regarding the origin of the universe is being made here. Matter and life in the universe originate from the void of a black hole. Black holes have remained an unsolved puzzle in the science community for nearly 100 years. On the basis of the discoveries of almost a century, many scientists have now started to realize that some invisible power controls our universe and life. Whereas in ancient Indian spiritual scriptures different interpretations of invisible God are already described, who creates and controls the universe and life. Cosmologists have found in their discoveries that our universe began with the singularity of a black hole of almost zero size. About 13.8 billion years ago, a unified energy emerged from the black hole during the first phase after the Big Bang, that is, the Planck epoch. Then during the second phase of the Grand Unification epoch, three different energies emerged from this unified energy. Even after almost a century of discoveries, cosmologists have not yet been able to get any precise information about the black hole, the Planck epoch of the first phase and the Grand Unification epoch of the second phase. The reason for this is that scientists only believe in visible subatomic particles, atoms and matter. Scientists have been making many unsuccessful discoveries based on matter and particles on black holes for almost 100 years. Whereas scientific discoveries have proved that after the Big Bang in black holes, the Planck epoch of the first phase and the Grand Unification epoch of the second phase, the particle, atom and matter were formed in the third phase of the particle epoch. This automatically proves that inside the black hole and during the Planck epoch and the Grand Unification epoch, there was no particle, atom or matter in the universe. That is, black holes contain only non-matter components, which in the form of singularity create, nourish and destroy matter and life in the universe. Today, scientists also have enough evidence by which the presence of God can be easily proved. But the science community is in a state of confusion due to distrust over the invisible. Just as the software is invisible in the hardware and the internet is invisible in the network, but still we feel the functioning of the software and the internet. In the same way, there is an invisible divine consciousness in the universe and through which we can understand the presence of God. Actually, the reality is that God works just like software and the internet. That's why we humans have been able to invent software and the internet, which work just like us. Therefore, to solve the mysteries of God and the universe, scientists have to understand the factual analysis of the Indian spiritual texts being told here with an open perspective. In ancient Indian spiritual texts, the center of the galaxy has been described as the Krishna River, that is why the center of our galaxy is called the black hole. Similarly, the galaxy has been described as Kshir Sagar, that is the ocean of milk, that is why our galaxy is called Milky Way. In the spiritual text Vishnu Puran, the origin of the universe by God is described sequentially. At the time of the Big Bang, the size of our Sagittarius A black hole was 10 to the power minus 35 meters, that is, almost zero in size. First phase of the Big Bang, the Planck epoch was of 10 to the power minus 43 seconds. The second phase of the Big Bang, the Grand Unification epoch was of 10 to the power minus 36 seconds. These periods were equal to trillionth of a second, that is, almost zero time. In this almost zero time, all the four energies of the non-matter nature of the almost zero-sized black hole spread at an infinite velocity into a galaxy of about 200,000 light-years in diameter and 1,000 light-years in thickness. Then, through these four formless energies of this God-like singularity, matter and life originate in the universe. You, we and everything in the universe originated from this black hole. On the basis of scientific discoveries and analysis of spiritual facts, the events of these two epochs of almost zero time are being told here. On the basis of this factual analysis, we can know the formless form of God inside the black hole. The singularity in the form of a black hole is the formless form of God. The formless form of God, situated as a singularity inside the black hole, takes birth in the corporeal form of life through the singularity of the seed. Thus our seeds are a physical replica of the black hole's formless energies. Let us now understand the Big Bang, Planck epoch and Grand Unification epoch of almost zero time through scientific explanation of a mythological event. Keep in mind that this mythological event is told through the movie for about 8 minutes, but in reality it happened in almost zero time during the first and second phases of the Big Bang. After this movie, through this slide, we will briefly understand the process of origin of matter and life in the universe by the formless God located in the black hole.
हे नारायण, आपको कोटि कोटि प्रणाम।
हे विश्वेश्वर प्रणाम, आपको असंख्य प्रणाम।
हे पद्मनाभ, मैं कौन हूं, मुझे बताने की कृपा कीजिए।
हे वासुदेव, मुझे अस्तित्व दिया है तो पहचान भी दीजिए, परिचय भी प्रदान कीजिए।
जो मैं हूं वही आप हैं, और जो आप हैं वही मैं हूं। मैं विष्णु हूं, आप ब्रह्मा हैं, और आप महेश हैं। हम तीनों ही एक ही अस्तित्व के तीन रूप हैं, त्रिमूर्ति हैं।
परंतु हे देव, मेरे होने का उद्देश्य क्या है, मेरा लक्ष्य क्या है?
हे ब्रह्मा, सृष्टि की रचना होनी है, संसार का निर्माण होना है, जीवन का जन्म होना है, और ये सारे कार्य आप ही को तो करने हैं। आप विधाता हैं, सृष्टि में जन्म लेने वाले जीवन के जन्मदाता हैं।
और हे परमेश्वर, मेरी रचना क्यों हुई है?
हे महेश, हे शिव शंकर, निर्माण और विनाश, जन्म और मृत्यु एक क्रम है, एक चक्र है। जो बना है उसे समाप्त भी होना है, जिसने जन्म लिया है उसे मृत्यु भी आनी है। यह क्रम चलता रहेगा, यही प्रकृति का नियम है। आरंभ ब्रह्मा है, और हे महेश, आप अंत हैं, और आप दोनों के बीच मैं स्वयं विष्णु पालन करता हूं। हे ब्रह्मा, हे विधाता, सृष्टि की रचना का शुभारंभ कीजिए।
प्रणाम परमेश्वर, प्रणाम। हे नारायण, आपको कोटि कोटि प्रणाम। हे नाथ, हे सर्वशक्तिमान, आप तो अपने आप में ही संपूर्ण थे, फिर मेरी रचना करने की क्या आवश्यकता थी?
हे महादेवी, जैसे एक पुष्प सुगंध के बिना, वृक्ष फल के बिना और दर्पण छाया के बिना अधूरा होता है, उसी प्रकार एक पुरुष नारी के बिना अधूरा है। और ये तो केवल हम ही जानते हैं ना महादेवी, कि संसार को ममता और स्नेह और एक पुरुष को प्रेरणा, संघर्ष की शक्ति और जीवन भर का साथ केवल एक नारी ही दे सकती है। इसीलिए हमने आपकी रचना की है, और हम आपको एक सुंदर सा नाम भी देने जा रहे हैं, लक्ष्मी। संसार हमारे नाम से पहले आपका नाम लेगा, हमें लक्ष्मी नारायण के नाम से पुकारेगा। लक्ष्मी नारायण।
In this way we saw that Supreme God Vishnu resides in his supreme abode in the form of black hole. Vishnu emerges in the first phase of the Planck epoch after the Big Bang in a black hole, and first they acquire time and space for the existence of the galaxy. Then in the second phase of the Grand Unification epoch, Brahma, Mahesh and Laxmi emerge from Vishnu respectively. In these epochs, these characters of Vishnu, Brahma, Mahesh and Laxmi remain in their invisible formless form. In a spiritual context, this invisible formless form of God is called causal body, in which the formless pure energy is driven by its own bliss, soul and mind. Formless pure energy does not require any medium, time or space to do anything. In the context of quantum technology, this formless causal body is equivalent to zero-point energy. In this formless causal body, the existence of Vishnu is as the bliss or Anand, the existence of Brahma is as the soul or Atma, the existence of Mahesh is as the mind or Man, and the existence of Laxmi is as the energy or Urja. In the spiritual context, bliss, soul, mind and energy are collectively called the life energy, which scientists call the singularity. Through this life energy, all plants, creatures and human beings receive energy for their bliss through the mind according to the plan of the soul. The initial letters of Anand, Urja, Man, Atma respectively are A, U, M, A, which form the Pranava letter Om of nature. At the time of Big Bang, the great pronunciation of this Om Pranava letter erupts. The sound of this Om great pronunciation keeps resonating all the time in space in the form of a measurable humming sound. This immeasurable humming sound in space has been confirmed by cosmologists in the form of mechanical waves. In the events after the Big Bang, Saraswati and Parvati emerge from Laxmi. Then from these three powers again three that is total 9 energies emerge, which are called the 9 powers of Nav Durga. In scientific context, the 3 lepton energy particles of an atom, the electron, the muon and the tau, interact in 9 ways with 9 types of quark particles, which are referred to as the CKM matrix. These 9 types of energy interactions are the 9 powers of Nav Durga. These 3 forms of energy, Saraswati, Laxmi and Parvati, reside in nature in the form of wisdom, wealth and power respectively. In the spiritual context, they are called the 3 powers, Sat, Raj, Tam of the 3 goddesses Hrim, Shrim, Kleem. These 3 energy forms of nature, Saraswati, Laxmi and Parvati, are the counterparts to Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh respectively. Since all the powers emerged from the one Vishnu, therefore these 3 forms of wisdom, wealth and power reside in all the powers. That is why the 3 energies interact with the 3 energies in 3 ways. That is why there are 9 energies of Nav Durga. Similarly, there are 9 energy interactions of the CKM matrix. These 4 forms of God Vishnu, Brahma, Mahesh and Laxmi together create the entire universe, which we see and feel in different forms. The third phase of the creation of the universe, the particle epoch, was of about 400,000 years. Particles, atoms and matter originated in the particle epoch. In the particle epoch, Vishnu, Brahma, Mahesh and Laxmi first created consciousness in the form of Higgs field, antimatter, dark matter and dark energy respectively. This consciousness is called life energy, which acts as the 4 characters of bliss, soul, mind and energy respectively. This Higgs field is cosmic bliss, this antimatter is the cosmic soul, this dark matter is the cosmic mind and this dark energy is the cosmic energy. All these characteristics of life energy are of non-matter nature, so they cannot be caught by any scientific instruments. Anyway, scientists have completely uncovered the atom, which does not contain any other matter except particles of pure energy. All the energy particles of the atom are self-controlled by their own bliss, soul and mind. These self-controlled pure energies form life force, strong nuclear force, electromagnetic force and weak nuclear force respectively. Due to the effect of these forces, emotional energy, bioenergy, chemical energy and electromagnetic energy are manifested in the atom and nature respectively. Scientists do not yet know the nature of the combined singularity force of the Planck epoch consisting of all 3 forces of the Grand Unification epoch, because no law of science applies to that singularity force. That singularity force of the universe is the life force from which emotional energy manifests. No law of science applies to this life force or emotional energy, so cosmologists have not been able to get any accurate information about black holes yet. In the next phase, particles like gluons, photons, quarks, electrons, muons, tau, etc. are formed in the galaxy. Then bosons, neutrons, protons and leptons are formed by these particles respectively, from which the atoms come into existence. Then elements like nitrogen, oxygen, carbon, hydrogen etc. are formed by these atoms. The belief of 330 million deities has been told in spiritual texts. It is only about the different types of 330 million particles operating inside the atom. According to the discoveries of modern science, scientists have now found evidence of innumerable particles inside the atom, which confirms the spiritual belief. Our solar system came into existence after 9.3 billion years of the origin of the universe. Life on Earth originates in the Adam epoch or the seed epoch of the last phase of the creation of the universe. Bliss remains almost inactive in a boson located as a God particle in the atoms of matter, so the matter appears to be inanimate. For the origin of life, bliss is activated in the boson of the atom, and the atom originates life by transforming into Adam, that is, the seed. The 330 million particles of the atom work in the form of 330 million deities in the life cell. Mainly during the transformation from atom to Adam, the bosons convert to the seed's bliss, the neutrons into the seed's DNA, the protons into the seed's RNA, and the leptons into the seed's amino acids. The 4 genetic codons of DNA are formed by the atom's boson and 3 quark particles of the neutron. Similarly, the 4 genetic codons of RNA are formed by the atom's boson and the 3 quark particles of the proton. According to these codons, different types of amino acids are formed by leptons. Just as computers, mobiles, robots, etc. become alive when software is installed on the hardware. In the same way, life on Earth came into existence after the software of life energy is transmitted in the hardware of the matter. Just as software is invisible in all types of hardware, similarly God is invisible in the form of life energy in the universe. Bliss, soul, mind and energy of invisible life energy form the DNA of the cell in the neuroplasm by thymine, adenine, cytosine, and guanine respectively. In the cytoplasm of the cell, uracil, adenine, cytosine and guanine, respectively form the RNA and amino acids of the seed. In this way the divine powers of bliss, soul, mind and energy act as 4 genetic codons each in the DNA and RNA of the seed. All plants, creatures and human beings feel themselves alive and their physical anatomy works through these bliss, soul, mind and energy located in the seed. It is through bliss, soul, mind and energy of invisible life energy that gender differences arise among living beings. When a living being concentrates on the bliss itself for its own bliss, then an important being is born. When a living being concentrates on the soul for its own bliss, an asexual or bisexual being is born. When a living being concentrates on the mind for its own bliss, a male being is born. When a living being concentrates on energy for its own bliss, a female being is born. These divine powers work in our body just like a computer or mobile. That's why scientists have been able to invent computers or mobiles which work just like us. Bliss in our body works as the cause of the user. Soul works as the operating system. The mind works as the random access memory, and energy works as the network. All plants, creatures and human beings want to get the bliss of getting energy in their lives with the help of their soul and mind. This bliss of life is the supreme God Vishnu. The soul who plans to attain that bliss is Lord Brahma. The mind that thinks and acts according to that plan is Lord Mahesh. The different forms of wisdom, wealth and power energies in the body and nature are Saraswati, Laxmi and Parvati respectively. All these divine powers work in the form of DNA and RNA in the seed and are available everywhere in the universe in the form of consciousness. Just as the invisible internet network around us acts as a singularity for all calls, data, messages, websites, etc., exactly in the same way the consciousness of the invisible God acts as a singularity network for all matter and life in the universe. The mysterious Higgs field, antimatter, dark matter and dark energy are collectively called divine consciousness. This consciousness pervades the entire universe in the form of a singularity, in which all types of subatomic particles float freely. The seeds of human beings communicate with the divine consciousness at the level of the subatomic particles according to its DNA program code. In this way, the seeds of humans catch this consciousness like a mobile SIM card and naturally create health and wealth in the life of humans. Thus the seed of humans is a replica of the black hole, in which the power of the 4 formless energies of God is contained in the form of 4 genetic codons. Just as a black hole creates the entire universe from a singularity, in the same way the seeds of human beings in the form of a singularity make their dream world come true. To know in detail the process of origin of matter from black holes, transformation of atoms into atom, origin of life through seed and processing process of seed DNA in the brain, you must see the presentation Divine Dharma Save Seed, available on the website www.anarvam.com. It is a divine law that the seed only makes the fruit. This divine law applies equally to humans as well. All trees, creatures and human beings are born from a seed, so all work according to the same divine law of getting fruit from the seed. Just as trees get fruit from seed, so humans get fruit of success from seed. Human beings need to follow Save Seed for lifelong in order to make their dreams come true naturally in their life. In this presentation, the procedure of getting health, wealth, name and fame naturally in human life through their seeds has been explained in detail. This presentation and e-book is available on the website for free in English and Hindi.